Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2022 Netflix comedy drama film. It's a rom-com. Look both ways. So this stars Lily Reinhart. Um, what's his name? Anthony something. He played Joaquin in Captain America. I can't remember his name. I feel terrible. He's a great actor. He plays his character Gabe in this drummer. And then I've lived long enough to now see Luke Wilson play a grandfather. Eventually, it was going to happen. Didn't know today was going to be the day. Time is frightening. Um, Luke Wilson plays a grandfather in this because Lily Reinhart plays a 22-year-old who the film goes one of two ways. And one way she gets pregnant at 22, and her father is Luke Wilson, and the other way she doesn't get pregnant at 22. So I've now lived long enough to see Luke Wilson now as a grandfather. It's just wild, wild. So, the two characters, Lily's character, and then that character of Gabe, um, they go to college together, and they have their friends. They have a one night stand, and then the film is Lily's character and her friend are in a bathroom at a party, about to take a pregnancy test, and then it's a matter of pregnancy test reads negative, pregnancy test reads positive, but then it's a split film. So it's a multiverse film. It's a very interesting concept. We haven't really seen something like that before, where it's one linear and then it branches, and then it's a matter of what happens, right? And it's a great what if kind of questioning, because it's a matter of what if this event happened, where would my life be? What if this event didn't happen, where would my life be? But also what's meant to be will be, or are things that possibly are meant to be, can be. It's a very interesting topic of conversation. I'm all for it. Hour 50 long minute. Should have been an hour and a half. And for a film that took place within 5 years, right? So it's a 5-year film. It was so slow. And I don't know how else to explain it. 5 years worth of story in an hour and 50 minutes felt like it took 9 years to get there. And I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Maybe because the times were, you get 10 minutes of that one story, you get 10 minutes of the next, and like stuff, right? One story is the pregnancy story, staying in Texas, raising the child, things, right? And then the other story is graduating college, moving to LA to start to try to get into animation and stuff like that, right? Things. So it's just a matter of why did it feel like it took so long when there were two separate stories going on, but they were paced properly? I don't understand it. I don't understand the pacing of this. And I'm trying to wrap my head around it because it's a good story. I have no problems with the story. I just feel like I have problems with the execution, which is weird because it's a 5-year story in an hour 50 minutes for two different stories. I don't know. I don't know how else to explain this, but it just took very long to get through certain scenes. And like certain conversations could have been summed up in 2 sentences rather than 2 minutes of conversation. I don't know. The pacing was my biggest problem. The costuming, the wardrobe was just flawless, wonderful on both different story aspects. The character development I loved throughout as well, but I just didn't like how long it took to get from point A to point B to point C. I have no problems with the story itself. I thought linear. I thought it was very nice. I loved the acting, but I just couldn't get over the pacing problems, and it was very boring at certain points. It didn't hold my attention consistently for an hour and 50 minutes. I think that was the other problem as well. Yeah, look both ways. Knocking off movie by movie on my I was gonna say my TBR list, but that's my book list, my to be read list, which is still growing as we speak. To my right, your left, and they're staring at me. What I do, I'm just gonna show them. I got a bunch of different Stranger Things novels for Christmas, right? So I currently have 6. Right? This one up here, this one here without a cover, because I keep the covers over there when I read them. It's 413 pages, and as I've expressed, oh, this is heavy. Okay. As I've expressed within other reviews and stuff, if a story takes too long to get from point A to point B to point C, I lose interest. And this movie did that. And this the book I've been reading for however many weeks now is doing that. And it's unfortunate because I need to read these books so that way I can read the next set of books on my to be read list. It's just wild how certain authors and certain writers within screenplays, okay, we're talking about stuff, right? We're keeping it in theme. Certain can elicit very quick, fast paced movement of story, and others take 18 years of exposition. There is no reason why there's 4 pages of exposition between sentence of a character and sentence of a character. Quote unquote. Character saying something. 4 pages later of exposition, the character then continues to say something. Absolutely no reason. That's my problem with this book, and we're gonna talk about it whenever I finish it. But that's how this film felt. Not so much exposition, but the drawn out conversations that could have been summed up. 20 minutes of this film did not need to be there. This could have been an hour and a half, would have been great. This film is great because it's a great concept. Very great concept, very different. I liked it. Torn. I watched it. Don't need to see it again. Look both ways. 2022 Netflix original film. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.